Okay, let's continue from where we stopped. So we stopped over here. So let's continue from task A to B, where it says Jayesh wants to calculate the impact of giving a discount that depends on the grade of the hotel. He has stored discount percentage rates in the discount worksheet. So use a spreadsheet function and the information in the discount worksheet to display the percentage discount rate for each hotel. Okay. So when you come to your Excel sheet over here, you are supposed to display the discount percentage rate depending on the grade of each hotel. Okay, so if you come into the second worksheet, which is the discount worksheet, you can see if the grade is 3, a discount of 5% is given. If the grade is 4, a discount of 7.5% is given. So depending on the grade that is listed over here, automatically the discount percentage should appear. Now something very important to note down over here is, even though the past paper refers to these as discount percentage, it has not been saved as a percentage value. It has been saved as a decimal value. So when you do your calculations, remember, you will have to convert this into a percentage value. Okay, so what we need to do is, we need a formula over here, or we need a function over here that will check the value that is over here and then come into the discount worksheet and find the corresponding value. Okay, and then place that corresponding value over here. That's what we need to do. Okay, so in this case we can use something called lookup. So what lookup will do is, it will check our value. So we will tell lookup check the grade. Okay, once you find the grade, come into the discount worksheet and find what is the value that is next to our lookup value. So in this case our lookup value is 4, right? So it will come to the discount worksheet and see what is next to 4. The corresponding to value to 4 is 7.5, so it will put 7.5 over here. Okay, so how do we get the lookup function? You can come to insert functions, which is over here, and I have used the lookup function very recently, which is why it's right at the top for me. However, for you it may not be visible, so you can come over here and you can search for it. You can type lookup and click on go. So then lookup appears, and once you open up lookup, again you get two options. There are two different types of lookup functions that you can use. I would recommend you use the second one, which is very much more simpler, easier, okay, shorter. Okay, so go with the second option and you click on OK. Now the first question it asks you is lookup value. What is the value you're checking? So I tell my computer the value that I'm checking is the grade, because based on the grade the discount is going to appear. Then the second question is array. Array means where are your values kept, where are your answers kept. Okay, so I tell my computer come into the discount worksheet and check from here to here. So discount worksheet from A1 to B4, somewhere there is where my answers are kept. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can click on OK, and it appears over here 7.5. Is it correct? Let's check. The corresponding value for 4 is 7.5. It is correct. However, there are two things we have to keep in mind. The first thing is, this is a percentage value. Okay, this is a percentage value, not a decimal value, so we have to convert this into a percentage. Now as you can see on the top over here, you can click over here and this will become a percentage value. Now basically when you click on this percentage symbol, what your computer does is it will multiply it by 100. So when I click on this, can you see 7.5 became 750%, which is wrong. I want it to remain as 7.5%. Okay, I want the percentage symbol to appear and I want it to be a percentage value, but I do not want it to become 750. I want it to remain as 7.5. okay, so in that case what you can do is, you can come over here and you can say divide it by 100, because 750 divided by 100 is going to make it 7.5. okay, so once you do that, it is becoming 8% because it is a rounding up. So I'm going to increase the decimal points from over here, increase decimal, so now it comes back to 7.5%. okay, now the next thing that I have made it a percentage value. The next thing that I need to keep in mind is, I am going to replicate this formula for the others. I cannot individually do it for every cell. That's going to be very inefficient and it's going to be time consuming as well. So what I'm going to do over here is, let me first show you the problem. When I replicate this formula for the remaining cells, I'm getting a problem over here. The reason this problem is coming up is because when I replicate the formula, let me take the formula on screen. Why is it not opening up? it's not opening up, I think, because I converted into a percentage value. Okay, anyway, no problems. Let me show you the problem that I'm facing. The problem that I'm facing is when I replicate it, look, d4 over here, you can see the formula, right? Follow my cursor. Over here, d4, when I replicate, will become d5. d5 will become d6. d6 will become d7. As I keep replicating this formula, yes, I want this address to keep changing. That's all right. However, this address should not change, okay, which is my array. Array should not change. It should always be discount worksheet A1 to B4. I don't want this address changing. No matter how much I replicate it, it's always going to be discount worksheet A1 to B4. So I need to lock this address, which is what we call absolute cell reference. Okay, I need to lock this address. So what I do is I carefully select only this address, and then I press the F4 key. Okay, on my keyboard I have function 4 key. So F4, when I press it, you can see that address gets locked. So discount worksheet A1 to B4, that address is locked. So when I replicate the formula, yes, D4 will become D5, D5 will become D6. That's all right, that's okay. But discount worksheet A1 to B4 will remain the same. That will not change when I replicate the formula. I do not want that even changing. So that's why I have locked it. Now, I told you the shortcut key to lock it is by pressing the F4 key on your keyboard. However, you might be using a laptop where the F4 key is to mute the volume or increase brightness, decrease brightness, I do not know. So you will have to press Fn F4. Okay, once you're done with that, you can press enter, and then you can go ahead and replicate the formula to the remaining cells. Okay, do not forget, let's also put a proper column heading, okay, so that we will know what this column is all about. So we can say discount based on grade. Okay, and let's wrap text. Okay, then when you move on to the next question, it says he estimates that 85% of rooms will be occupied each day as a result of giving a discount. Enter formula in suitable cells to calculate the revised daily room rate for each hotel. Okay, so now Jayesh has an estimation that 85% of his rooms will be occupied because of this discount that he's giving. Okay, so the first thing that we need to find out is what is the new room price after this discount. What is the price? Okay, so normally the room costs 52.85. A 7.5% discount is being given. So what is the new price? Okay, as you know, all formulas in Excel begin with the equal symbol. So we put equal. This is the normal price. Okay, this is the normal price minus, let's open brackets and say this price times 7.5%. Okay, so basically what we are doing is we are taking the normal room rate minus 7.5% of the daily room rate. So this will tell us how much is the new price. Okay, what is the new price of the hotel, I mean of the room, after the discount has been applied. Okay, so when you press enter, it says the price now, the new price after discount is 48.89. Okay, normally it's 52.85. After 7.5% discount, it is now 48.89. Okay, let's give this a suitable heading as well. Let's say price after, or daily room rate after discount. Okay, let's wrap text it. Let's make it slightly bigger. Okay, that looks better. Okay, now you can go ahead and replicate this. Okay, and in this particular formula there is no cell that you need to be locked, because when you pull this down, F4 should become F5, F5 should become F6, and the same with column H as well. H4 should become H5, H5 should become H6. So there is nothing as such to be locked in this formula. So we can simply go ahead and press escape to come out of it and replicate it for the remaining cells as well. Okay, then the question paper goes on to say the revised daily income for each hotel. Okay, now keep in mind that he wants us to do calculations based on 85% of the rooms. Okay, you have to keep this in mind. Okay, so we need to find what is his new income. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to put the equal symbol, and we need to take his rooms, sorry, the first room, and multiply it by 85%, because he estimates that 85% of the rooms will be occupied. So we need to take only 85% of the rooms. That's exactly what I have done over here. E4 multiplied by 85%, yes, multiplied by the new price. Okay, the new price per room. Okay, which is this. Okay, so the number of rooms multiplied by 85% multiplied by the new price. Okay, enter. So this is how much he will be earning after giving a discount. Okay, so previously when 80% of the rooms were occupied, he was earning £3,551. Now when 85% of the rooms are occupied after giving a discount, it seems he will be earning £3,490. Okay, so let's go ahead and replicate it. Once again, here there is nothing to be locked. Okay, let's go ahead and replicate the formula. Okay, once again, let's put a suitable column heading. Okay, you can say revised daily income. Okay, or you can say daily income if 85% of the rooms are occupied, whichever you prefer. And then it says the revised total daily income. Revised total daily income. Okay, so I need to find the addition of all this, the total of all this. So what I can do is, there are two ways. Once again, we can come and click on auto sum, and the sum function appears. It asks, do you want to add the values from J4 to G31? Okay, so if you want, you can edit and say not 31, I just want all the way up to 30 only. Okay, this is the first method of doing it. Second method is, you can simply type the formula yourself. So equals sum, open brackets, and say from here to here, close brackets, and enter. Okay, then the question goes on to say resave task A2. So we resave it, and let's come down. In task A2C, it says enter suitable labels for each column in which you have entered formula in task A2 and task A2B. So this is something we have already done. Suitable labels or suitable headings, we have already done it. Okay, because if you did it according to the paper, you might forget what each column is. Okay, so better you do it then and there. Okay, then the question paper goes on to say hide columns B, C, D, and E. Okay, so columns B, okay, let's select B, C, D, and E. Okay, so these four columns, I selected it. How did I select? Click, drag. Okay, and then I just right click over here and I say hide. Okay, so those four columns are now hidden. Okay, if you ever want to hide them, you can put your cursor in between A and F. That's where the columns are hidden, and you can simply double click, and one by one they will all become visible again. Okay, so let me hide them as required by the past paper. And then the past paper goes on to say resave task A2. Okay, let's do that. And then it says print a detailed worksheet on one side of A4 showing the data. So showing the data, this is data view. So you just select your columns. Yes, some things are not visible. You can see, for example, the entire hotel name, the entire business name is not visible, but that's what the question paper told you to do. Shortcut key is Control P. You come over here, you check, is it fitting one A4 paper? Yes, it is fitting one A4 paper. You can go ahead and click on print. Okay, you can click on print selection, so it will only print what you have selected. Okay, then the question paper goes on to say display the detailed worksheet in formula view. Okay, so now you have to come to formulas and say show formulas. The question paper told you to display all the formulas. Okay, so you click on show formulas, and now as you can see, all the formulas are visible. Okay, so the formula used here visible, formula. The formulas are what is visible on your spreadsheet right now. Then the question paper goes on to say make sure columns containing formulas are wide enough to display the complete formula. Okay, make sure the okay, we'll come to that later. So there are certain columns where the data is not fully visible. I think it's only this. So let me keep the cursor here and double click. So now the data is fully visible. Then the question paper goes on to say make sure the row and column headings are showing. Okay, so normally when you take a printout, let me show you. As you can see, let me select the data first. The row and column headings are not visible. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, they are not visible. But in this particular question, they have told you it should be visible. The row heading should be visible. Okay, so how do you do that? You come to page layout and you say headings, I want them to also be printed. So you tick that. Now when you check the printout, can you see B, C, D is hidden, so F, G, H, I is visible, and the row numbers are also visible. Okay, and then the question paper goes on to say print a detailed worksheet on one side of A4 showing the formula. Okay, so ensure the formula is properly visible, ensure it's fitting one A4 paper. Okay, if it is not, I always use this option called fit sheet on one page, so it will somehow the fit on one page. For now, let me click no scaling and see is it fitting one page. No, it's not fitting one page. Can you see it's going on to 4 pages? Okay, so if you do not have time, you can simply click on this and say fit sheet on one page. Excel will do all the adjusting for you. Okay, or else if you do have time, what you can do is you can make this column obviously much smaller. This column you can make it smaller, or you can make it smaller definitely. Okay, this column can be made slightly smaller as well. This column too can be made smaller, somewhere here. Okay, so now it's definitely fitting one A4 paper, is it? Control P. No, it's going into 2 pages where the rows are not fitting, so I can come to custom margins, I can narrow it. Still not fitting one page. Let's try a little harder. Reduce the margins to 0.5, 0.5. Now it's fitting one page. Okay, so that's a little time consuming. I would recommend you just click on fit sheet on one page. That would be very much more faster for you. Okay, so with that, we will be finishing task A2C. So in the next video, we will be doing task task A3, and that will be the last task for spreadsheet. Okay, so see you in the next video.